Good evening guys, it's Tommy at Northern Ear. How are you? It is Sunday evening and I am going to finish off Metal Weekend with a song by Pantera, and the song that I'm going to be listening to is Domination, and it is the official live video. Now this again was suggested on the Discord and it was upvoted quite a lot, so it seems to be quite popular, and I remember watching Cemetery Gates by Pantera a couple of weeks ago, and that was a really good song, really great riff. So let's just see what it's all about. I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
This is called Domination!
Don't you just love it when YouTube's copyright policy means that you've got to do stupid shit like this? Thanks for nothing, YouTube.
Okay, that was Pantera Domination. I'm going to be honest, I didn't like it. It could be because the version was the live version, and if I listened to the studio version first, then that might have been different, but the person that's requested it has specifically said I need to listen to Domination live. And I don't get it. There was a bit from the solo, so from the last maybe 2 minutes, the last 2 or 3 minutes of the song, from the solo to the bit where the rhythm starts to change, that was actually quite good. That was quite catchy, but it was very hectic, it was very noisy, it was very loud, and I'm not slighting the sound at all. I'm sure that the way that they performed that song is meant to reflect some kind of emotion or some kind of feeling, some kind of anger or something like that, and that's absolutely fine, but that wasn't for me. For me, I either have to have an interesting chord structure, an interesting melody, interesting words, and there was none. There was nothing. There was nothing there that I could cling on to. When I think about Cemetery Gates as a comparison, that song was superb. You had the really catchy, interesting riff, the interesting lyrics about things like what does it mean about I will not lock my doors and walk past the cemetery gates, and talking about childhood and stealing his youth and all that kind of stuff. All those things made it interesting, but this had none of that. And again, this is probably one of those videos where you're going to downvote me for what I've just said, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and listen to the studio version just to make sure that it wasn't this live version. I need to determine whether the detachment that I've got from the song right now is legitimate, or whether it's just a picked a bad video, or the sound quality wasn't great or something. So I'm going to listen to the polished studio version and make a judgment, and what I might do is even merge the two together and do a bit of a reaction after both. So, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to listen to the studio version probably tomorrow now, because it's getting on late, and I'll tell you what I think. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning guys, it's Tommy at Northern Ear Reactions. How are you? I hope you're all okay. Something happened last night, quite weird, on the Northern Ear channel, something that hasn't happened before. I listened to the live version of Pantera's Domination that was suggested to me, and I really, really didn't like it. And this morning, I still feel the same, to be honest. But I think that contrast between what I heard last night compared to Cemetery Gates that I heard a couple of weeks ago is massively different. So I just want to make sure that it isn't because it's the live version. You know, I don't want to get in a position where I say, I don't like this song, and people say, you've not given it a good chance. So this morning, I'm just going to listen to the HQ studio version with lyrics and see if it's any different to last night's. So I'm just going to jump straight in, and I'll see you in a couple of minutes. So already I can actually hear a riff. I can hear notes in the riff which I couldn't hear last night. And I don't know whether it was the crowd that was drowning it out or whatever, but I can actually hear notes. So it's already looking positive. Is it getting faster?
You guessed it. We're back for another copyright interlude, courtesy of YouTube.
Right, okay. What a difference between a live version and a studio version. And that's probably the most difficult thing to do when you're making reaction channels. Do you do a live version or do you do the studio version? The amount of times where I've done one and comments have come in saying you needed to have done the other version is unreal. So I'm kind of glad that I've done that, because based on last night's video, I would have wrote that song off. And, you know, I think it was probably the video quality. The crowd noise was very loud. He definitely had a different vocal performance. His vocals seemed a bit more rough around the edges on. But listening to the studio version is such a massive contrast, and I actually really like the song. I really, really like the song. I like the edginess and the catchiness of the riffs. That last bit is my favourite bit, that kind of very, very simple, heavy drum beat, punchy guitar riff. Loved it. I really, really like that song. Didn't like the live version though. So, I don't know, tell me guys, that's two Pantera songs that I've listened to now, and both of them have been studio versions, I believe. What were Pantera like as a live band? Were they, like, I kind of get the feeling like, as with other live versions that I've seen, you have to kind of know and love the studio version before to then get an appreciation for the live version afterwards. So tell me, are Pantera the wrong kind of band to be going straight in with live versions if you haven't heard the studio version first? I don't know. But yeah, okay, I'm really glad I've done that. On reflection now, I still believe what I said last night, but I can see the qualities of the song now. And it's actually a really good song from the studio version. So anyway, that was my reaction. Sorry, it's a bit of a mismatch. I just felt like I had to do two. But thanks very much for watching. I'm really glad that I've listened to it. And stay safe, everyone. And I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.